All right, folks, a few weeks ago in Long Beach, California, Black Sam, the brother of Nipsey Hussle, was opening up another marathon burger, to keep his brother's legacy alive. It was something positive, business, jobs, and then all of a sudden this happened.
Shots are being fired right now. Shots are being fired.
Now, besides the seriousness of the incident, here's what bothers me the most. Every time something goes wrong with black people, instead of it being an isolated incident, people like Officer Tatum run straight to the microphone for the "I told you so" moment, acting like they won the lottery or something. Because he knows now he can sell his talking points to his audience that the entire black community is the problem, even though this is an isolated incident.
This is my problem with the black community. Nipsey Hussle was a gang-banging rapper, but he made an attempt to do well in Slauson, in the hood in L.A. He started a little school, like an education center, to teach young kids in the hood how to learn a trade, how to be proficient online and doing stuff with computers and technology. And he had a store there, a merch store, where he would have people who would get out of prison. He would try to give them a second chance, let them work at the store. And what happened to that brother?
And a lot of times these stories get pushed to the forefront because they want to make black people look bad. So they take these isolated incidents and turn them into a statement about an entire community.
Not a white man, not a white supremacist, not a Ku Klux Klan member, not a police officer.
This is one of their biggest tricks. When real racial incidents happen, you don't hear much from them, or they'll say, wait for all the facts. But when it's us, they bring up past shootings or incidents right away before any facts come out or anyone knows what really happened in Long Beach. I believe to this day they still don't know who did the shooting. But when it comes to negative black stories, they are quick to present them with no context, no solutions, just a narrative cheaper than a dollar store wig.
But another brother in the same gang decided to kill Nipsey Hussle right in front of his store in broad daylight and shot him to death and kicked him while he was down.
See, he said it. A gang member killed Nipsey, a government puppet. Not the black community, a gang banger. He doesn't know the politics. He doesn't understand the environment. He doesn't know the economics. He doesn't know the police history, or he probably don't care because he used to be a police officer. He doesn't understand anything that goes on in California. And Black Sam used to be a street guy, so who knows what happened? He has no idea. This could have been another restaurant who didn't want competition. Felt it might have been too many burger joints in Long Beach. We do know there's a history of stopping from black businesses from growing. We all know that. So ask yourself, does he do that when the mafia is killing each other? They've been blowing up each other's businesses and normal, regular people businesses forever. Bikers been killing each other forever, tearing up speakeasies and dive bars, tearing them up forever, all across this country every damn day. White people don't get blamed. There's no moniker, white on white crime. Maybe this is an urban problem. Who knows? It's not a black problem. There's many black people living in this country with no issues at all. Now watch what he does next.
The purpose of this is just to articulate very clearly that there needs to be some change in the inner city community. Because they say, yeah, it wasn't connected. Now, what are the odds of you get that many black people in one spot? It's got to be violence. Why is that?
See, one moment he's talking about a specific murder case. The next minute he said black people can't come together without any violence. That's not analysis. That's stereotyping people, because black people get together every day in this country peacefully, all the time. Family reunions, church conventions, concerts, community events, at black college football games. But they don't want to show that all the time. Matter of fact, we had to fight ESPN to scan the black crowd like they do regular games. They didn't want close-up shots of all those black fans, showing thousands of them just being regular people, cheering, enjoying the game, because it went against their narrative that they've been pushing. See, the media has been doing little tricks like this forever, but Officer Tatum, he wouldn't know that, okay? And let's be honest, people fight at sporting games all the time across this country. Raider games, Dodger games, anything the Phillies is doing. And the majority of the time, folks, it's not black people doing that. And if the incident goes viral, the conversation is not about white people. You know what the conversation is about? Oh, look at those drunk guys. They need to stop drinking. They had too much to drink. But when it's black people, the media waits for negative moments to blow up. Remember that cruise ship incident? One incident, they started scanning all the areas showing black people. Most of the black people wasn't even doing anything because of one incident and blame all the black people for it. The media has done such a con job on people that the sight of a group of black people just singing and dancing can trigger negative assumptions. Look, what are those people doing wrong? I hope Officer Tatum, the next time a group of white people get together and start singing Sweet Caroline, and two of them start fighting over a beer, will Officer Tatum blame them all for having a good time? Nope, he can only make money stereotyping black people. This is what we have to stop. We have to stop generalizing ourselves because we can't worry about them doing it. I've been around them. They conditioned to do that. Tom Joyner has been having cruises forever. Not many problems. They only want to show something when things go wrong. And you guys know it. Now watch what he says next.
And then you listen to naysayers and political pundits and political leaders, and they blaming the white people. I'm telling you right now, as a black man in America, grew up in an all-black neighborhood, the biggest threat to black people are other black people.
See, when it comes to Officer Satan and other MAGA groups like this is about group identity politics. Someone in the group criticizing the same group and making themselves seem like they're the voice of black people because they get to criticize black people because they look like them. While their outside audience can say, see, even those black people feel the same way I feel. So they can throw around manipulated stats. 13% of the population commit 50% of the violent crimes. That's a lie. Because most violent crimes happen within a social group. 88% of white people delete white people. 92% of Asian people deleted Asian people. Delete Asian people. And so on and so on. That's basic criminology. It is. But when it's the black community and when it's black people, suddenly it becomes proof that all black people are bad. All black people are the problem. And then we hear then here comes the label. Black on black crime. Black on black crime. And the truth is this, folks. 90% of all the crime images can be traced back to gang members and drug dealers. The government puppets who were hired to make black people look bad. So when incidents like this happen, I don't attribute it to black people. This is a government issue. They created these gangbangers. They created these drug dealers. Now watch how he started talking about his own personal experience.
I ain't never in my life growing up, walking down the street, thought a white man was going to do something to me. It was always other black people. You're killing your own people. You're destroying your own community. Cut the crap. I'm so sick of it. And this story is just an exemplification of it. However, I appreciate you guys watching the show today.
Now you see this tirade without knowing any other facts and trying to act like he cares. He has no clue of what type of racism black people have been through. So let me talk about mine. When I lived in Southern California a couple decades ago, I had 3 incidents where I almost lost my life because of the color of my skin. And I had never experienced racism until I moved to Southern California. It's the worst place for racism because they have that gang banging mentality. Hell, doctors are in gangs there. They're raised to hate black people there. And I don't mean their parents tell them, some of their parents do tell them, but from the day one, the majority of the media, the local media there, all they show is black crime. And you know, most racist people use crime as their excuse to be racist towards black people. But when you ask them, what is your own personal experience with a black person? They don't have any. Oh, my grandma got her purse snatched by a gangbanger. What kind of shit is that? Because if this was about crime, why you still love the mafia? You love watching The Sopranos. That was crime. It's not about crime. You just have hate. You insecure. You're jealous. And even at the end of the day, after I experienced all those incidents, I didn't care who liked me or not. I could care less if you're racist. Most black people don't give a damn as long as you're not my boss or my doctor. That's the key. The bigger issue is how entire communities get stereotyped. That should be the issue. Even though there are people in those communities building businesses, mentoring kids, raising families, trying to improve their neighborhoods. But that does not get pushed to the forefront of the community. They're always waiting until an isolated negative incident happens.
Broke it down to its very last calm down.